realizes that they're not really in Kansas anymore. And
I don't think we're in Kansas anymore.
Yeah. Starts getting ready to conduct some science, adjusting the facility to accommodate the new potential test subjects who she wants to lure into the facility. Because she does sort of a wide area scan and realizes, unicorns, pegasi, ponies, they can talk. I'm going to do some science to them. And it worked pretty well because the person paid attention to how it should be done. So yeah, as far as crossover stuff goes with NLP, I'm a fan of it, and I think that it's brilliant because the fan base actually cares about the content that they're putting out there. I apologize if I continue rambling at odd intervals. It's just the thing that kind of happens. I get on a roll and I can't bring myself to stop.
Yeah, it's just like my science teacher. But yeah, it's your go, Joe.
Pardon. I shouldn't really get you talking about something without preparing some of my own words for it, should I?
That's fine.
Yeah, you at least gave us a topic, and you can you add Jay in, or is it not letting you?
I'm just wondering where the hell he is.
Well, I just told Snowflake if you wanted to come in, all he has to do is just let me know, and then I'll just pop him right on in. Because right now all I'm doing is just sort of thinking on a few things and trying to get our account set up.
Oh yes, we need some place to put this, don't we?
Yeah.
I told you we should have prepared ahead of time, but did anyone listen to me? No.
It doesn't matter. It only takes a few minutes for me to get this going.
That's true. Let's see. So yeah, let's. Copy. Do you have anything that you want to add on the topic of crossovers?
No.
Okay, I just got one. Just looking through my laptop and whatnot. Google Plus. What's your guys' opinions on how Google's really been changing on that?
I don't have a damn clue what's going on.
As far as I know, it's sort of like almost every single IM type of thing put together, except with like multi-webcam chat and stuff like that, and I'm just like, what?
I'm
Why
gonna
do they want to bring people so close?
I'm gonna ask a question, and I hope I'm not like stepping on anyone's toes by saying this, but is this really pony related?
Well, actually, yeah, it sort of does, because you probably will be seeing a lot of bronies over there because of the mass quote-unquote genocide Mark Zuckerberg has been doing on Facebook, saying that we're quote-unquote fake files.
Yeah, okay, I can see how that. Okay, I can see where this is going already. Okay. Facebook, at the end of itself, is going the same way that MySpace was going. MySpace was all about customization and rebranding a site as being yours. This was your place to be and your place to express who you were, and that was cool and interesting at the time. But then people decided it was more about what they wanted from a website was more along the lines of, I want to be connected to the people around me and be able to share things with them. And Facebook capitalized on that. Now, the reason that I say that Facebook's going the same way that MySpace went is that MySpace became I think Facebook is going to turn into sort of refuge for the older generation of the internet, the people who are interested in exploring it for its actual original purpose, which is keeping people connected. But it's not going to be able to incorporate a lot more of the newer technologies as easily. So it's.
Sorry to interrupt, but one of my Facebook friends has hairy nipples. And 3 others like this. I do not know.
Moving right along.
Yes, please.
Yeah. Google, because of the fact that they're pretty forward thinking, as a general rule, they're going to be getting this thing connected to as many of the new social networking things as quickly as possible so that they can entice as many people as possible to switch over to using their service. And it's a brilliant plan from a marketing perspective and also from a networking perspective because of the fact that, one, it means that it's not their servers that have to get overloaded and inundated with requests, it's the people they're basically subcontracting, like Twitter. When they get Twitter on there, and you can get live updates onto your Google Plus page, great, brilliant. I don't use it myself, but it's fun to keep track of the comings and goings of various people that I know. But Facebook, I feel, isn't going to be able to keep up with that as much, especially if this massive chunk of people are all of a sudden being victimized and, in a way, demonized by the site's creator. I mean, you've got this huge chunk of people. These people who respect and appreciate one thing. Like, I admire this thing. And then someone else comes along and says, well, because you admire this thing, I'm going to go ahead and say these mean and nasty, horrible things about you. That's not cool. That is not cool at all. I feel like there was a point that I was trying to make somewhere in there, and then it kind of got lost in all the rambling.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that the point is that it's pretty much just copying everything and it's just going to go downhill with everything else, is the point that I think I was trying to pick up from it. Not really 100% sure on that one.
Something like that. It was something along the lines of it's going to be delegated to the role of people in the older generation, like parents, and helping them keep connected because it's a fairly plain looking site. You know, it's not especially visually appealing. It's just sort of there. It's kind of sterile now that I think about it, like a doctor's office. But the Google Plus website, if you haven't seen it, I quite like it.
And you have the best taste.
Well, I mean, if you go onto the Google Plus project, it's got, like, watercolor lines being drawn across pictures that are scrolling around to introduce you to what it is that this thing is. It's got an artistic flair to it. It's bright, it's colorful.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. On a personal note here, the Google Plus sort of idea, I'm just like, okay, Google is already the world's largest search engine. It's the world's largest. It's constantly advancing its own technologies to the point that you can find different things, like different hacking stuff, different anime stuff, free stuff that's illegal, all that kind of stuff, and really with all the IM and chatting stuff that goes around, like MSN, Yahoo, Skype, Facebook, Twitter. Well, can't really say Twitter, but we don't really need another thing to get just left behind in the dust. It's just an overload for the entire internet, and it's just gonna shoot downhill as soon as something else comes up or gets better. Just watch it.
Yes, definitely something to keep track of.
Joe, did you get yourself in trouble with the cops again? You little criminal. But what are your thoughts on it, Joe?
Really, my thoughts on what I blurted in the middle of Will's wrench.
Well, I guess that works. Jeez, I had another thing.
Really much to say about that.
Yeah, it makes sense. Oh, now I remember. Have you guys heard of the Build.S 978?
Oh, good grief.
Oh.
We all knew it was coming.
We're about to hit the end of the 1 hour mark, so I'm not going to go into another rant, but I will say this, I'm definitely not a fan.
Do not want on this part, because I'm just going to go into a tiny bit of a rant because we had to cut it off for like about 2 or 3 minutes or so, and going a little over an hour won't hurt. But anyhow, for those of you that don't know, Bill S. 978 is a bill where you get 10 strikes within 180 days, and you get fined for $2,500, $5,000 in 5 years in the slammer. And the strikes work that you can't upload / stream anything that has copyrighted music, TV shows, games, stuff like that. And really, it just screws over pretty much 70% of the internet, at least. I know, and it screws me over because I cast StarCraft and Pokemon stuff. It really ruins my entire being for YouTube because I watch people like SSOHPKC, his commentaries, Husky StarCraft. Really do not want, and 5 years in the slammer is pretty rough on that. That's all I gotta say.
Well, okay, I mean, I understand that copyright holders have a right to protect their stuff. I understand that they want to make sure that people are paying to get access to their material. As a creative, as someone who does creative stuff and who hopes to one day be paid for it, I understand and respect that viewpoint. But the law that they have set out is disproportionate to the crime being committed, and is also reaching as far as what should be a punishable offence. Like the way that it's currently set up is, or at least the way the bill is currently worded, is if you have a son or a daughter or a niece or a nephew, and they're singing a song, and it's a song they heard on the radio, and you videotape that, and you post that on the internet, and you go, hey, look at my kid, aren't they cute? And they're singing this song. And
It's a total just DAW moment.
yeah, having a dual moment. You know, recording this thing to post it on the internet, which